Hello and welcome to the Madhouse. I'm your host Harold the Hatter, and we are here for National Loving Day discussion number 4. Today I'm going to talk about age differences, and I'm going to break it up into 2 conversations. So today I'm going to talk about my elders. Tomorrow I'll talk about not specifically my progeny, but like the youngers. What I want to talk about with the elders is an essential need for respecting our elders. I feel that it is important to respect our elders and respect the journey that they traveled on, and respect the fact that there's so much wisdom within them that they can pass on. For some, there may be some differences. For some, they may have kept some ideas from previous decades that don't translate to today, but that doesn't mean that we rule out all. Sometimes the loudest voice gets heard the most, even though it may be a minority. Also, when we look at groups as monoliths, rather than as the individuals that they are, we can often get into the act of dehumanizing. And rather than seeing our siblings and our elders as fellow humans, we'll see them as our assumptions. So if we take time to sit down and speak with them, to talk with them, to learn from them, we can garner a great deal of wisdom and hopefully look at the things that they did in their life that were successful, as well as the errors that they had made previously that they themselves learned from, so that we don't have to repeat those paths and our path is actually a little bit easier. They've already cleared it. They've hacked and slashed that jungle. So why not take that path? It doesn't mean that every path is the right one and that sometimes we have to veer off and create our own. But it is a good idea to learn, well, Papa, Mima, why did you take a separate path? What was it that your elders did that you didn't want to follow, and what came of that? What was that like? Doesn't mean that there won't be a risk when you do it yourself, but it can at least give you an idea of maybe some of the things you didn't think about and some of the consequences that you didn't think about, so that when you stake your own path, you at least do it in a way that is less consequential or impacts your life in less of a way than it did your elders. Now, it doesn't mean that everything our elders do or say today is something that we need to replicate, and we elders need to have the ego strength to be okay that we've made mistakes and be proud of those that come behind us when they learn from our mistakes and do things in a different way. Appreciate when our younger generations do things in a healthier way than we did, as well as respect that we did things the best way we knew how at the time. And that isn't always the absolute best way, that oftentimes science changes over a generation and we learn, oh, you know what? Talcum powder, not such a good idea. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So for elders, my recommendation is keep up to date, learn new things. If you have grandchildren that are expecting their own children or children that are expecting their own children, go to your local hospital and look at the pregnancy classes that they have or the parenting classes that they have so that you can get up to date on the latest information. Those are wonderful places in order to get current information, because most of those classes are taught by the L&D nurses themselves or someone working in the L&D department, the labor and delivery department. And so they're going to be able to give you the latest information that we have so that you can be the safest caregiver that you can be for those that are your treasures, your kin, right? Your progeny, your legacy. Have the humility to humble yourself to seek new information and help that you may not have been aware of. Always be a continuous learner. Always keep learning. Ultimately, everybody, love your elders. The things that gave me grounding and give all of us grounding is the fact that we are part of something larger than ourselves, that we're part of this family and what it means to be a part of that family. That there's traditions and information that's passed on from our parents and our aunts and uncles and our grandparents and great grandparents and great uncles and all of these tendrils of family. Look to them, root yourself with them, because just like any sport, you cannot become Michael Jordan or Kobe if you don't know the fundamentals of that sport. And that's the same with being a human being. You can't go off and be the next great artist or athlete if you don't know the fundamentals of that of which you're trying to be. And for all of us, we're trying to be the best human beings we can be. So learn that from your foundation, which is your family, your community, your coworkers that have more experience than you. Your elders are all around, your teachers, your professors, they're all around, and they're passing on knowledge so that you can stand on their shoulders and do great works, just as Einstein couldn't have done what he accomplished without standing on the shoulders of giants that came before him. None of us do this by ourselves. None of us would ever achieve what we have without those that came before us. So let's honor our elders. Let's respect our elders, appreciate our elders, value our elders. Because when we take care of our elders, those things that we do to take care of our elders will be there for us when we come in and take their place. It's essential to take care of your elders. Because ultimately, in the long run, it's taking care of you, because you too will get there, hopefully, right? So that's going to do it for me for today. Remember, when the world is a little bit too crazy, you always have a home here at the Madhouse. Until next time, everyone, much love.